Yeah, so I'm not sure why, but I always find the very beginning of our walks a bit chaotic. It always usually is. Like they're so excited to be out, to get at the park, and yeah, and I don't know, like some of them have to go. It's just, and then once we get on the trail here, then everything just like just kind of calms down, and it's just a lot more relaxed. So yeah, so now everybody's kind of gotten into their groove. Everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, exploring, sniffing. Um, there's no other dogs around to distract them. There's no humans to distract me. Because that's the other thing I notice is when we first come into the park and if I see people I know, then I'll talk to them, and then these dogs they're just like toddlers, It's like, oh, our mother or our caretaker nanny, is talking to someone, like her attention isn't 100% on us. So then they get all, they'll bark and they'll come and they'll try to get attention and they'll kind of act up. It's kind of funny. Yeah, just like having kids. Having 2 kids wasn't enough torture for me, so then I had to go and be a nanny to dogs, to five toddlers per day. I'm totally being sarcastic, obviously. I totally love what I do. I find lots of joy and enjoyment in it. But yeah, like the similarities between dogs and toddlers is so funny. I think there's a dog trainer, his nickname is Doggy Dan on YouTube, and he's actually written a book about training or raising dogs and raising children and the similarity between them, and I guess they're basically one and the same, which is kind of funny. Good job, guys. And honestly, with a lot of, especially in the Western, like in North America and maybe in Europe too. Not sure about Europe, but I know within Edmonton at the very least, or at least on social media, dogs are kind of replacing children for a lot of couples. I know for myself, our puppy was our very first child. So when I was married, my husband then and I, like our first child was our little dog who was a Pompoo, and his name was Chico. He was like the most adorable little thing. And yeah, that was our first baby. And then of course we had real children after that. But nowadays, like some people are just happy with just having pups. And I mean, in a way, I don't blame them. Pups provide almost everything that a human child can provide us, and we can provide for them without so much more of the responsibility and stuff. So like, for example, so dogs give us love, right? And the other thing I find humans have a need for is we don't just need to receive love, but we need to give love and to have responsibility and care for another being. And I saw this right from my kids, like my 2 girls, when they brought home 2 kittens, then they all of a sudden became really motherly. And oh, somebody's leaving a gift. Hugo's leaving a gift. But yeah, that's just something that I think is innate in human nature. Like we have the need to care for another being, and dogs kind of provide us with that. All right, picking up my present, and then we're gonna move along.